So this is me not fucking up a video, take two, and
Oh, fuck off.
no, I fucked it up, not you.
Piss off.
Why do you assume I'm always talking shit about you? Like you're the only person I talk good about. That and the cat.
So you talk good about the cat, you never talk good about me.
What did I just say, woman? Anyways,
He doesn't love me.
yeah, I do.
I
Anyway,
know.
look, I'm stuffed up bigger than shit, and I just had a nosebleed, like not even like 20 minutes ago. So, you might hear me be stuffed up or sound sick or whatever. So don't.
And using you as a footstool.
And using me as a footstool. So don't worry about that. But I'm fine. Anyways, so you might hear that a lot. Oh, we'll do that after. But yeah, this video I really don't have a problem with. There's a few things he left out that I kind of want to point out. But what?
I didn't mean to say
Well, I know you didn't mean it in a bad way. I mean,
sorry.
anyways, yeah. She loves you, Mom. Anyways, and again, like, I don't have a problem with this video. One of the few things I have issues with, and they're very small grievances. Shad's a great channel, smart dude. He might be Mormon, which is interesting. That's cool. But again, like, he never calls the people who have an issue with the Red Sonja, with this image. He never calls them feminists, right? And that's part of the problem, is when we don't name the disease, right? Like, imagine treating a disease that we don't even have a name for. Imagine how hard that would be, right? So, but I kind of wanted to start here. I'm going to skip bits and pieces. I skipped this whole intro. I really want to get to the end, mostly, so we'll see about that.
Fantasy barbarian could logically exist and make sense. Are there cultural precedents for it in the real world? And of course we found that there was. So
Yes.
that, in my mind, means the creation of female scantily clad barbarians and male scantily clad barbarians is not sexist at all. Is it?
It's not. I agree. It's not sexist. And here's the thing. To feminists, everything is sexist, even when it's not. It's the dark souls of religion. You are sinning even when you're not, right? And it is very analogous to a religion. Now, it's not as forgiving of a religion as, say, Christianity. Christianity is pretty damn forgiving for the most part. I don't know too much about Mormons, so I can't really say. But from what I've seen of Shad's videos, he seems like a nice dude. Like, I don't get anything bad from him at all. He likes nerd stuff, which I can relate. I'm kind of a historian myself, more so ancient period than medieval period, but I like learning about his videos, and I've read some interesting accounts myself about people who lived back then and everything, and So again, I have no problem with this video. This is like the only response I've done so far where I did not have a problem with what was said. I just wanted to add some things, that's all.
Sexist for the female barbarians to all look like supermodels? No, it's not. I mean, it's unrealistic, but having said...
Realism is really what we're going for. Only the feminists want there to be this standard that's not a standard that is a standard that no one else agreed to, right? They want this inversion of reality, in which case what people find sexually attractive is banned. That's why they're typically in support of Islam, right? Even though they claim it subjugates women, which I find funny, but whatever. Which, again, Islam is worse than what people think. Kind of like how Shad points out that the medieval ages are better than what people think, right? People think the medieval ages were just, everyone was illiterate and all they drank was beer because water was tainted and foul and all this stuff. And there's so many conceptions about it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we didn't have anything industrial back then, so it's not like we were, dumping oil in the fucking reserves or anything. And they had separate areas for their poop. Like separate areas for that, so they wouldn't,
Because you understood the purpose of water.
Yeah, they understood the purpose of water and bathing.
I mean, they didn't bathe as much as what they're bathing.
Not as much as we do nowadays, but think about it.
But
It's just easier to do it nowadays because we have a shower in our bathroom.
Well, here's another thing. When Christianity came around, that's when people really kind of doled down on the bathing thing.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
The only reason why it ever became a massive thing again was because an inventor, I can't remember who he was, but basically the only way they could actually take a bath and it being a good thing was because the bathroom was white.
What?
That's why bathtubs are white.
What? Why?
Because of purity. Bathtubs are white because of purity.
Well, yeah, it's a symbol of purity because we get pure, clean.
Yes,
yeah,
but that's
synonymous.
the reason that, anybody that's monotheistic started bathing.
Okay.
Except for Jewish people.
Yeah.
Jewish people always kind of kept the bathing thing.
That I haven't heard of, but that is interesting. That is interesting.
Actually, did you know that also just happened in the recent about 250 years?
Huh. The resurface of bathing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happened in about 250 years ago.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Give or take. Yeah. Yeah, it was the cowboy days in which bathing started to become more prevalent again.
Because, like I said, an inventor.
Yeah.
Started making bathtubs white.
And shit, like we were inventing things left, right, and center in America in the fucking 19th century. We were inventing shit like it was going out of style. Like fucking.
But I mean, you've never heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Really?
Although it does.
I know something that you don't know.
Yeah, no kidding. Although it does kind of make sense why they're white because of the symbolism,
and
but
also
at the same time,
bathrooms are white as well.
I always thought it was weird because dirt shows the most on white, and so does blood.
But the thing is, it makes it so you see the stuff wash away.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Think about it. I mean, it's almost like you're doing.
It's a psychological thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and also it's a kind of a thing similar to also witchcraft as well, because some witches bathe to cleanse themselves of whatever the hell's been going on that day.
Yeah. Bathing was more common in the medieval ages than we think. Less common in the classical, neoclassical period, classical music period, not classical Greek period. So I guess Baroque era was, around that time.
Yeah, Baroque was around.
Baroque was around that time. Yeah. So around that period, they didn't bathe as much.
Late, sometime in the 1700s.
Yeah, it's 1700s, like mid to late 16, early mid 17.
Just say 1700s.
Yeah.
It's that
around there.
It's that time.
Now to kind of get back to the video a little bit, this character, I mean, she is skinny, but she's not like anorexic skinny. You get what I mean? Like, there's still muscle definition in her arms. There's still definition like in her stomach a little bit, and she has pretty decent calves. I mean, shit like that. So I mean, it's not like you, Jesus Christ, but no, yeah, Elle's got fucking thunder legs, fucking.
Blessed by Thor, thank you.
Blessed by Thor, thank you. Yeah.
That you can have women who have muscles on them that also look like supermodels. And so in that sense, no, it's also not unrealistic, nor is it sexist. Because you're essentially saying by that
okay, this is a part I want you guys to fucking hear.
Men are not allowed to be attracted to women. You are not allowed to make barbarians look sexually attractive. And remember, they don't need to be scantily clad to be sexual.
You're basically saying you are not allowed to make women attractive to men. How is he not describing feminism at that point? Like, it's so clearly obvious we're talking about feminism here, but he never mentions the word. Now, that tells me a few things. For one, probably because he'd get everlasting shit if he said the word out loud, instead of just disagreeing with one little, tidbit. Which is probably why. But again, I don't want anyone getting axed or anything for disagreeing with anything, especially not feminism, because they don't deserve that fucking power. It's been a hate movement since the suffragettes um, petitioned to get Negroes killed, petitioned to get Negroes shipped back to Africa. I know, sounds like some weird fever dream only the fucking Klan of today would do. I know, right? But yeah, they did a lot of petitioning in which they tried to either get rid of or eliminate black men altogether. They were very openly anti-black male. Now they're openly anti-white male. They're still anti-black male. That hasn't changed. Black guys, that hasn't changed. I know you think you're safe, but when Whitey's gone, guess who's next? And I'll keep saying that until someone fucking believes me. Okay, this is about the part I want to get to.
Genetics and stuff like that, but it's more largely determined by society. You see, we are biologically kind of encoded to find health attractive, so if someone is...
Health, yes. I mean, even chubby chasers typically like women just big enough to have fat on them, but not so big they have health problems. Typically, there are the occasional person that's more of a fetishist about it, that's more into like the supersized, like obese women and shit. So there is that, but typically men who are chubby chasers are more into the healthy form of a BBW, the more healthy side, the more healthy spectrum of it, like ale, basically. You know, like, and there's a reason I pursued my woman here. There's a reason why I did it, because damn, look at them thighs. No, I'm kidding. No, she's a great person. But no. What? Oh God, thunder thighs. No. My chest. My other chest. Ow, my clavicle. Oh God, my chest hole. I have a hole in my chest. Anyways.
Yeah, it's his vagina.
This hole is not made for fucking. Anyways,
it's his vagina. Don't let him
yeah,
lie to
yeah. Basically, my vagina's in my chest. Yeah. You can catch up, ladies. My vagina's in my chest. I'm clitoring. Ow, she just jabbed me in the hole. It's fucking weird. Oh God. Oh, that's my bones. Oh, my bones. My squishy bits. Oh God. Oh, that hurt. Ooh boy. Ow.
They chest fucked him.
If only I had a cervix to like feel pleasure, that would actually have been kind of fun. But I don't, so it really hurt.
Some people learn the pain, get used to it.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez. Some people learn the pain. You're funny.
Some people like pain.
Yeah. Hi. Anyways,
healthy, physically healthy, we'll generally find that attractive,
yeah.
And also symmetry attractive, okay? Combine those two things, and you can find general standards of beauty in other cultures, but then there are extreme additions on top of this, where it gets really bizarre, where one culture, and this is what I mentioned in my other video as well, where one culture can find tiny feet really attractive.
That's mostly done in Asia. India, Asia.
Yeah, because Asians are freaking...
Yeah. In terms of fetishes, is there a race more fetishistic than the Asians? Just, just asking that question generally. Like, look at this picture. Look what she did to her foot.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that picture before.
That is, oh my God, just for an illusion of beauty. That's, oh my God.
Yeah, I've seen that picture before. It's freaking horrifying.
Or stretched out bottom lip really attractive. And sometimes when you found people with more plump on their body.
That was more prevalent in older China.
True.
And it's not really that prevalent today. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
He mentions right here. Yeah, right here he mentions plump women, and it was more of a beauty standard back then, which is absolutely true. It was more of a beauty standard back then to be into plump women, mostly because it was a sign of nobility. It was a sign they could survive a fucking winter. It was a sign they could give birth and not die. Right, like, yes, I'm talking about you, babe. Calm down. Fuck. Anyways, like, Hi. Hi. Hello.
Apparently I'm hot.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, moving on.
But you don't think that.
Yeah, I do.
Since when?
Since I started dating you, you weirdo.
No, you don't.
I don't date you. Is that what you're telling me?
No, you don't think you could.
Yeah, I do too.
Since when?
I always talk about how pretty you are in my videos and stuff.
Since when?
Since that last one I made.
When was that?
Like a week ago.
You lied. You lied.
No, I ain't. No, I'm trying to make a damn response here, woman.
Shut up.
Fetch my hand, boy. Ah. Anyways, after I was beheaded, I was reattached to my body with surgical scissors and a banana. So
attractive and other times not.
that I'm
And because
allergic
this is the thing, all right? Having a bit of fat on you is not actually an unhealthy thing. Being morbidly obese is unhealthy.
this is a problem. This is a problem, and I don't even find this attractive. This is a problem. Like, but the other picture was perfectly fine. This is fine. This is healthy. This is within range. She's still a bit on the bigger side, especially in the hips. She's got big hips. But
Okay.
you know, I know this is a painting, but still, like, you know,
Sound
she's
like a bitch.
what? Why do you assume that? I can never tell if you're joking or not sometimes. Like,
Partially.
partially. Okay, well, at least you're partially joking. Jesus.
We'll never know.
Yeah, I'll never know. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, man? Will we ever know?
No.
But no.
Because you secretly hate us.
Yeah, according to fucking nutters. Again, the only real problem I have with this video is, Shad, why don't you call them what they are? Right? That's the only real issue I got. You refuse to call the demon by its name. We need to know what this demon is called so we can combat it. And
like
yes, it is a
Voldemort,
demon. I know.
It's like it's Voldemort.
It's like it's Voldemort or something. We need to combat this demon. This is a demon that is fueled on hate, misinformation, and lies. Okay? I know those last two are kind of synonymous, but still. They're fueled on hate and lying to people. And I was talking to a guy just the other day who's a BLM supporter. And I was talking about how if you check their website, you will see they don't give a fresh, growing lettuce of a fuck about black men. And he said, well, I was taught by one of the founders of BLM, and I didn't see any anti-male whatever. It's like, no, duh, they're not going to tell you that, you fucking widget. Like, they're not going to tell you we secretly hate men. By the way, build our empire, men. They're not going to tell you that. That's the point. And they are a feminist organization. They are. They don't even acknowledge black men on their fucking website. And black men think they support them. They think BLM supports them in some way. Because it's fueled on hate and lying to people. And we need to know what the hell this thing is. If all the shit is coming from the same country, we need to start saying this country's making a lot of shit. Okay, like, you know, if all the waste in the world came from China, well, I mean, most of it does, but that's beside the point. If all the waste in the world came from China, everyone else on the fucking planet would be saying, yeah, China, calm your tits. And these motherfuckers would be saying, China's done nothing wrong. America's the real bastard because we don't have free abortions or free healthcare or whatever.
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah, that is exactly what happens. But you get my point, right? That's why we need to call people out, especially when they're doing bad shit. Now, again, Shad, you haven't done a damn thing wrong in this video. You just forgot to mention a few things. That's kind of it, you know. I like this part because you mentioned about larger women and everything. I like that part. Well, you know, I want to support the large women, especially you. Well, yeah, I know, but I know. I support them in theory. You know what I mean? I support them in theory.
So,
what? Woman? This is going to be a long pause. Okay. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
Promotes both men and women.
So far, I'm winning.
Such a profoundly unrealistic standard that I think it can actually be quite detrimental to society as a whole. So the classic fantasy barbarian actually perpetuates this unrealistic beauty standard, but
at this point, he talks about unrealistic standards of beauty. I mean, yeah, they're there. If you ask me, women are more into that than men are. Men don't need supermodels 90% of the time. They just need a woman that cares about them and is willing to devote some semblance of fucking honor to them. Right? or some semblance of not cheating or whatever. That's all men want, is a woman who's good to them and doesn't cheat on them. That's all they want. Women look at their dirty sex books, and that will tell you what type of men they want. They want the dark, brooding, emotional man who's stoic and brave and doesn't show his emotions, but shows his emotions and isn't stoic and brave. And it's a mishmash of all these different tropes that don't exist in the same human being.
Actually, they can.
Not usually. And
They exist in you.
well, that's different.
That's it. They exist in you, motherfucker. So what the hell are you talking about?
I mean, that might be why women like me so much, but that's beside the
But
point.
you are literally the fucking warrior, dude, that every woman fucking thirsts over.
Yeah, that's true.
And the thing is, you also show your fucking emotions as well, but also are stoic as fuck, but...
I got that from my dad.
Okay, but...
Yeah, but anyways.
But you know I'm fucking right, bitch.
You kind of are, but that... Okay.
Yeah, oh, you kind of are.
Typically, these don't exist. They exist in me, but that's... I'm not on the market. I'm not sexually available, so why the fuck would I include myself in that statement?
Okay, but you can still technically use yourself as a fucking example, you fucking dimwit.
Still, I mean, typically, okay, those men exist, but they're very fucking hard to find, okay? They're very fucking hard to find. And
thank you for not being a dimwit.
a lot of them are fucking taken, like me, so get off my ass, bitches!
Oh, that's okay.
Otherwise, she will kill you. Like that Eminem song, I'll fucking kill you. No, anyways, I just wanted to...
Watch out, bitches.
Yeah, I'm kidding. But anyways, again, guys, you know, we need to point out these differences. We need to point out what's going on here, because there's so many people nowadays that think the exact inverse of reality. And those are feminists. They think the inverse of what is really going on. It's called BPD. It's basically their acceptance movement. Ugh. It's basically their acceptance movement. So we need to call them out for what they are. And men, for the most part, don't care if a woman... I mean, yeah, the average man has a preference. But I've met a lot of men in my travels who don't... They have a preference, but that doesn't have to be met. I was even that way. I even dated a few skinny girls in my youth. I even dated a few girls who were actually skinny and actually within, normal parameters, so to say. Not large, big, busty, broad women, right? Like, like Ale here. That wasn't...
busty, but okay.
Yeah, you are. But that wasn't the...
Is that what you want me to be?
Well, no, that's what you are. I've had my face in between them. I know what they're like. I know what they're like. I know how shapely they are. I put oil on them. I've done things to them. Okay, we're well aware of this.
Just reveal the sex page.
I'm not going into the things we did with, like, say, the grapefruit or anything, but I'm just saying.
I can't even use grapefruit on you. I'm not going to do that weird ass technique, you fucking wacko.
God, that was a weird video.
What, are you into that now?
No, it was a joke. I was making reference to that video you showed me.
You can't even have it anyway. You'd fucking die.
Well, yeah, because I'd overdose, but that's beside the... Why would you suck on a grapefruit, then suck a dick? That's...
Actually, it was an orange, by the way. But anyway.
Oh, whatever. But still, how does that process come into your brain? How does that come into your brain? How do you think, hey, this grapefruit's pretty good. I want to suck a dick now. Like, how do you jump from A to B? Like, how the fuck? Like...
Well, the thing is, people like very odd things.
I mean, that's
you should
true.
know that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, I will say this. If Shad never watches this, I don't blame him, because we're talking like the exact opposite of what you should talk around a fucking Mormon. Just saying. So
sorry, bro.
I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to. I didn't plan this. I really didn't. I just watched this video a few times, rehearsed it, and knew what I was going to say. And then
I fuck it all up.
And then Ale fucks it all up, and yeah. Anyways. But okay, there's a specific part I want to get to. Will you hold on to that?
No.
Okay, you talk about the male power fantasy somewhere later here, which I really want to go into that.
In conditioned to be attracted to, and even if they want to undertake means so that they will be perceived as sexualized, that is actually not a sexist thing. Why?
Yeah, it's not sexist to want to be sexy. Only crazy people think it is. Those crazy people call themselves a certain word. That word, way back in history, and if you know the history of feminism, you will know. Excuse you, El. you'll know that Charles Fourier created the word feminism to mean his original definition, judging a society by how it treats women. That's it. Nothing to do with equality, nothing to do with battling for the sexes, nothing to do with men whatsoever fucking ever. Everything to do with how we treat women. That's all it is. It's about how we treat women. And unfortunately, we don't even treat them well under feminism. We treat them like coddled, spoiled victims. We're going to be raked to death with a gust of wind and a hair tie. You know, like, fucking dick. Like, we expect bananas to just come to life and form giant dick monsters that just sodomize all the teen. Why am I going into detail on this? But you get my point. Like, yeah, it's not going to happen.
Some concerning fantasies that I should know about.
They're not fantasies. They're fever nightmares. Get them right.
Well, because both sexes do,
There ain't
not just
fantasies.
men.
There's something like fantasies.
No, I don't have fantasies of bananas turning into rape monsters and sodomizing the virgin soil, so to say. But I do have nightmares about monsters.
Are you sure they're nightmares?
About monsters taking over the city. That I have nightmares about. But that's a whole different story.
I don't believe you.
Well, I have like one of three dreams. Either one is monsters taking over the city, something to do with pork, and my love letters and escapades with you.
Love letters?
Yeah.
Since when do you ever write a fucking love letter?
Back in the 40s, remember?
When?
Exactly. That's beside the point.
I want to know.
The thing
I
is,
look them down.
the thing is, pork is a weird thing in my dreams, and pork was commonly eaten by medieval peasants.
By the way, I would actually like to really see these love letters one day because
they're in a museum. I don't know. Okay.
Oh my fucking god, Christopher.
They're in a museum. Okay. Back when I was shot down in Nam, I was like 50 or whatever. Now the real question is, am I joking or is it all true? Or is it just some weird elaborate character mix that I'm making while in character, while out of character, then in character, then setting my character on fire? What?
I would really like to see these fucking love letters, bitch.
Will you just shut up?
You never write me any fucking love letters of any
I don't write. I'm an old man. I don't write things down.
Any woman that is watching this, please fucking kill him. Through words.
Through words.
And keep fucking playing the video. That's a weird ass image.
What?
Just women, and if it's both sides, it's not sexist.
It's basically you, just a little skinnier, like a little.
Perfectly fine or a good thing. In my opinion, it's actually more harmful for society as a whole.
How is that pornographic?
It's basically a lewd, bitch. It's like softcore porn at the end of it.
I mean, yeah, but softcore. Have you ever watched softcore porn?
Yes.
It's very left up to the imagination.
Both for men and women. And I understand that many people are going to disagree with me.
I'm trying to listen to this motherfucker. Ow! My bladder! Ow, my spleen! Ow, my kidney! Ow, my lung? Was that my lung?
Yes.
Was that my lung or my heart? I forget which one.
This is your heart.
Oh, my heart. Okay. I forgot what he's... Ow, my jiggly bits. He said something. Like, I gotta fucking... You keep talking.
Fine or a good thing. In my opinion, it's actually more harmful for society as a whole, both for men and women. And I understand that.
If you're going to view sexualization as harmful, at least be fucking equal about it, right? At least view it as both sides being damaging. Now, there are a lot of people who view porn as being very damaging to the psyche. I'm one of them. Kinda. I mean, I kind of am. Like, I have seen a difference. Like, I'm less. I don't know. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. I feel better with not watching porn, but at the same time, that could be any other factor. That could be just because I'm living with you, or that could be because I have a cat, or that could be all sorts of different factors, right? So it's hard to say if it's really the porn or not.
How about you look at it this way? Look at it from our sex life standpoint. Think of it that way.
Yeah.
You feel better that way?
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda?
Yeah. Well, orgasms are difficult things for me to have. It just, they scalped me when I was a child.
Okay, but you can still have them.
Yeah, true. I'm one of the lucky scalped men who are able to have those still. I've known people who were scalped and were unable to have orgasms or to even ejaculate, let alone have an orgasm. So, yeah, don't scalp your kids, people. Very, very bad practice. I have a video about that.
That many people are going to disagree with me on that point. I'm just stating what my own personal standards are, and you are free to take from it what you will. Now let's...
And that's beautiful. That's fucking beautiful. Again, I have the utmost respect for you, Shad. Good sir, Sir Knight, motherfucker, Shad. I have the utmost respect for you. Again, you're trying to be as equal as humanly possible. And I've got a friend, a close friend, who, and I'm gonna I don't know if I should call it a bug or not. She has the equality bug. She believes so much in people being equal that she thinks everything is actually equal currently. Everyone's got problems, so to say. The only problems that feminists ever complain about are, well, we can't be naked in public, even though they do it anyways, so that's apparently not true. And then they say, well, we're afraid at night. Yeah, but you're less likely to be hurt. By a factor of 4. 3 to 4, actually. So, you're not more likely to be hurt at night. You're just more afraid because, gee, I wonder why. I wonder what lie we keep telling young girls, thanks to feminism. There's a rapist behind every bush, so look out, and you can't own a gun. Thanks. So, yeah, that's why people are more afraid. And then they mention shit about, like, what's other shit feminists fucking bitch about? They can't get birth control for free. But you can get condoms for free. Yeah, Jesus, yeah.
Okay.
Condoms protect you too, woman. They don't just protect my sagging groin. Like,
not to mention female condoms exist.
Yeah, that's true. Female condoms do exist. That is true.
They're just not. They're very prevalently used.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're really fucking hard to insert.
They're hard to insert, and even if women had an outie instead of an innie, they still wouldn't use them. Trust me, they still wouldn't. No, they still wouldn't.
You don't use them anyways.
I don't use them anyways, mostly because the women I've been with never cared about them. Well, I mean, yeah, but that's kind of irrelevant. Actually, not really. No, you're right. It's kind of relevant.
It's fairly relevant.
It's fairly relevant. Yeah, it's fairly. Yeah. My salmon don't lay eggs upstream. Anyways, yeah.
Are you okay,
is that the quote from that movie? I forget what that movie quote was.
No, I don't think that's really a quote from many movies.
Yeah.
If any.
My salmon don't lay eggs upstream, or whatever it fucking said. Whatever he said. Okay. Fucking.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. My face is stuffed up, and I feel like I got hit in the head with a hammer, and soon Athena's gonna pop out of my skull. But other than that, I feel fine. I mean.
Let's address the idea of the male power fantasy.
Here we
My
go.
first reaction to this accusation that it's a bad thing is, who said it's a bad thing?
Yeah, it's
How on
not.
earth is this an undisputed sexist thing? Now, I know some people perceive it too.
Here's how it is perceived as an undisputed sexist thing, because men benefit from it. I know that sounds like a antediluvian pipe dream, but it's the real reason. Trust me, it's the real reasons. Feminists don't want men to benefit from anything, let alone rights. I'm sorry. Let alone legal rights, let alone video games, let alone culture, let alone anything the fuck else ever made by man. They don't want men to benefit from a fucking thing. That's why they keep shooting down equal parenting bills. Like, constantly shooting down shared parenting bills, which is for equality. But they don't want that. They don't want equality, guys. That's the biggest lie they sell, is that it's all about equality and women are oppressed and all this bullshit. And people will look at them and say, you are wrong about the wage gap. You are wrong about the spending gap. You are wrong about rape on college campus. You are wrong about this, that. And then they'll turn around. Those same people who just called them wrong and everything will say, well, you must be right about those men's rights groups being hate groups. Like, that's not a fucking lie, too. Yeah, like, if someone tells you 1,000 lies, are you really going to believe the one truth? Unless that truth somehow caters to your own fucking belief system, right? It's not just feminists who think human rights is a hate group. It's normal motherfuckers too. And those are the people I have issue with. Now, Shad has made no indication that he is one of those people, so my anchor's not directed to him. But again, fucking dick, guys. Oh my god, why the fuck? Okay, let's continue this.
To be as male power, meaning power to subjugate and oppress women in marriage.
That's what they assume. Power to subjugate and oppress women. That's what feminists assume. You want to know why? And here's the trick. Because that's what they would do to men if they had power. Just listen to how they talk, how the most famous feminists talk. Listen to what they say. Was it Andrea Dworkin who said, "I want to see a man with a high heel stuffed in his mouth like an apple in the face of a pig"? Right? Was it Valerie Solanas who wanted to exterminate half the population? Some other feminist chick who I think it was Julie Bindel who wanted to check out men as books in libraries and give them no legal or sanctioned rights whatsoever. They're talking about subjugating half the population. And most of you motherfuckers are just sitting there like, well, they ain't talking about my video games. Oh my god! What? There's bigger things to worry about than our fucking games. It's called our human rights. Again, this ain't addressed to you, Shad. You're a sensational motherfucker, and I wish you Godspeed. You know, honestly, to tell you the truth, I wasn't gonna subscribe to you originally. I was on the fence, but then I saw your video on the Miss Marvel, the Super Marvel, Miss Marvel, whatever the fuck that movie's called. And when you mentioned what you mentioned about the shit men are going through, I was like, I'm signing up right fucking now. I'm watching the rest of his fucking video. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to hear to know you're a decent human being, is that men have problems too. Not that they have the only problems, but that they have problems too. I want to hear people say that. Men are the vast majority of fucking workplace fatalities, like 90+%. And I think even that's a low number. You know, and unless women are dying from fucking nails flying away and hitting them in the eyeball or whatever when they clip fucking nails at a salon. Unless that's what's mostly killing women. I can't think of any jobs that they actually do that are dangerous, so I don't know. You know, and the fact that men have essentially no, he even said, Shad, you even said this, men have essentially no rights in family court. Beautiful. I wanted to hug you when you said that. I wanted to fucking hug you and tell you, you are God's chosen. You truly are. If you believe in a God, you are his chosen favorite. Because you actually believe the observable truth that men don't have legal rights right now. Everyone who's paying attention is aware of this fact. No one wants to admit it for some reason, but we're all aware of this fact. Men don't have legal rights, especially in family court. And prenups, those prenuptial agreements you guys are thinking about giving your wife, guess what? She can shoot them down in the court of law. Like that. Just shoot it down. Well, I was under duress when he said that because he said he wouldn't give me sex if I didn't, so it should be rebuked. And it will be rebuked like that. All she has to say is, I really meant no, and they'll fuck you in the ass. That's all. That's it. You know. So, again. Oh, what? Is that a Twinkie?
No.
She's just staring at me with a Twinkie hanging out of her mouth. And she's like, I didn't do nothing. You are funny. I love you. You're the chosen. You're God's chosen. You and Shad are God's chosen. I swear to God. Like, if you believe in God, then you must know He loves you. He truly loves you. Again, all I'm asking for from people is to actually believe in equality. Not just say they do and then talk about killing half the population. While they're giving fucking Hitler salutes and they're sucking off fucking Nazis and shit. And then they turn around and say, Nazis raped me and they're evil, horrible people and all this bullshit. Everyone knows Nazis are bad. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this. We are aware of this. They tried conquering the world, just like what you were trying to do. So, anyways, back to the video. I get on tangents. It's just what I do.
And other things like that. Well, of course, I don't agree with that interpretation of the male power fantasy, and I'll explain why.
Good.
When people say that the male...
Okay, he doesn't agree with the interpretation of the male power fantasy, meaning to subjugate women. Nobody does, Shad. Nobody does. Fucking nobody. And the 1 or 2 people on the planet who actually believe that will never fucking admit it. But 99.9 to the 10th power percentage doesn't fucking believe that. Okay? Because men don't care about subjugation. They don't care about enslaving people. Right? Unless you follow a religion that literally means to submit, then you might think a little differently from that. But for the most part, in the West at least, you know, and even in the Far East even, you know, people are not wanting to subjugate, especially not women. Men maybe, depending on the person. And I'm saying that specifically pointing towards feminists and BLM. They want men to build their castles and empires, but they want them to fuck off to the hills and do whatever the fuck they tell them at the same time. They want 2 things, right? And a lot of them are either lesbians or they're specifically straight. Not many bisexuals for some reason in that community. I don't know why. But again, you know, they want men to build their castles from scratch, but they don't want the men to benefit from any human rights that are going on. Okay? That's what they fucking want. And how do I know this? Me, some random butt fucking nobody? This is how I know this. Because they fucking say it all the live long day. They say it like it's going out of style, like it's going out of fashion. They admit to this in their private blogs and soirees and their private online sessions and all that stuff. They admit to this wholeheartedly, whole cut and cloth. They don't give a fuck about black men. They don't give a fuck about any men, let alone black men. Yeah, and if any of you have not heard this expression, believe me when I say it. Black men are the white people of black people. Trust me on that. Wait about 100 years when Whitey's gone and we've been slowly bred out of the population. And then who are they coming for? Your black ass. So, yeah, good luck. I told you so. But if I had it my way, no one would be bred out. No one would have to deal with this shit. No one would have to deal with feminism. If I had my way, this cancer never would have grown in the first place. If I had it my way. Because I don't want people hurt. I don't want people subjugated or enslaved or whatever. I don't want people hurt. I'm like everyone the fuck else. I don't want people hurt. Except for my enemies. It's the duality of man, like I mentioned in another video. You know, mankind is capable of both order and chaos at the same time. Same time. Right? Same fucking time. We are more than capable of enslaving an entire nation or liberating an entire nation in the same day. We're more than capable of doing both at the same time. Right? So, you got to keep that in mind when talking about humans and what humans want and how humans feel. There's a duality in us. Feminists, it's weird. They'll either act cute around guys they want to hoodwink into their fucking social justice gulags, or they'll act like hateful, scary, evil motherfuckers. Right? And they want to be as scary as humanly possible. I've seen videos of feminist couples where the man was fucking terrified to even breathe. And the woman was glaring at him. Like, you say a fucking word, I'll cut your goddamn throat out. That's the fucking expression I've seen these women give their husbands. Right? Their husband. Their fucking husband. Forever until death do us part. Those motherfuckers. Right? Like, and that's the kind of glares they give those men. not even for doing anything wrong, just for existing in a lot of cases. These are hateful fucking people. And Shad almost uncovers that. And again, I got to give you credit for that. I think you either did or you were very close to doing this. But basically admitting to everybody that the notion that the male power fantasy is about subjugating women is hateful. It is absolutely hateful. It's this notion that men are evil bastards. Which gender in this little war of ours, so-called war, which gender is trying to take away rights from the other one? It sure as fuck ain't men doing it to women. Sure as fuck ain't. Which gender wants to take away rights from the other, even though they don't have many rights? Again, legal rights. Legal on paper, on script rights. Actual legal precedents. There was actually a case. I read about this not too long ago on the National Geographic of all places. There was a case in slave days USA where a woman sued her owner for freedom and got it. But her husband couldn't get it. Okay. The husband couldn't get it. Even though she wanted freedom for both her and her husband. He couldn't get it. He was still indentured to his owner. I forget what the legal reason was, but you know. So even when we were racist as fuck, according to some people, we still favored women for some reason. Gee, I wonder why.
Depiction of the barbarian as a male power fantasy, I actually don't really disagree with. There's some more significant parts to consider on each end, because I don't think it's the only type of male power fantasy, and I don't think it satisfies every man's depiction, but the male barbarian is a powerful warrior, and I know for myself that one of the reasons why I enjoyed it is their power and strength. I don't see why the female barbarian can't be considered a female power fantasy, but the response to that is, I think,
if there is A, there is B also. That's all we're fucking saying.
I think people will say, but that is built for the, male gaze. And
I say that for a lot of things, actually.
Not much.
Well, in terms of when something bad has arisen. Either everyone's doing it or nobody's doing it. You didn't hear the context, did you?
There's been times where you're like, well, this doesn't happen with this.
Well, yeah, because sometimes that's true.
Yeah, but there's
okay, 0.00001% compared to 35-40%. Is that really both sides doing it? You get what I mean? Like, if there's that much of a drastic difference in numbers, is it really both sides doing it?
But in some things, you never really say much about that.
Well, I mean, I do when it's applicable. I mean, anyways, moving on. This woman being distracting with her engorged labia pressed against my face. Ow. She looked at me like, what the fuck? Yeah. Ow. Quit kicking me. This is going to register on the sound. I hope you know.
I don't care.
Yeah. Will you quit fucking nudging me? You're making my computer make weird noises. Ow.
And what, you think the male depiction of the barbarian cannot be pleasing to females' eyes?
It very much is.
Even if they both are, it doesn't discount the fact that they can actually both represent power fantasies. There are actually many female action heroes that are built around to be female power fantasies, like Charlie's Angels, Rey from the new Star Wars The Force Awakens, or
God, don't mention Rey. She's not a power fantasy. She's a cardboard wooden box fantasy. That's what she fucking is.
Don't fucking...
She's not a power fantasy. She's a pulling logic out of my ass bullshit fantasy. That's what it is. The chick who's a weak nobody who never did a day of training in her fucking life has more force powers than Vader's fucking kid. What?
Indeed, the Black Widow in the Marvel movies. These are all women kicking butt. I
Yeah,
acknowledge
essentially.
completely that having a power fantasy is not as significant for women as it is for men.
Sorry, Ale's dying in the corner. I
Well,
gave her.
trying not to.
I'm just joking. It's fine. If you need something to drink, I got a Pepsi over here.
It's not.
Okay. I mean, you need an inhaler or something wrong with your lungs or?
I'm coughing.
Yeah.
I don't have like
Asthma.
asthma.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I just, you know me, I just want to offer whatever can help. I mean,
You think an inhaler is gonna?
yeah, no, I understand. Fair, but you know, just anyways. Moving on. Oh shit, no, wrong button. No. Okay. Oh boy, that would have been bad.
Because it's actually important for
No,
men's emotional
it
health
would have canceled the
to
whole thing.
feel masculine, to feel like men. And part of feeling like a man is feeling capable of providing and protecting his loved ones.
Providing and protecting his loved ones. That is intrinsic to the male identity. And Shad goes into this rather well, I might add. But again, it's intrinsic into the male identity to protect loved ones, especially if they're weaker than you. Women have the privilege of being perceived as weaker. That's why men step into the breach and do all the dangerous jobs, like Chad mentioned in another video, or are willing to be conscripted at a young age before they've ever had a touch of alcohol, right? Like, imagine if we were at a war right now.
There might be one.
I mean, you can kiss Gen Z goodbye. Like that. Just saying. Like you can kiss them goodbye because they're on the chopping block now.
Oh, don't worry. Oh,
You know.
don't worry. There's
Yeah.
gonna be another baby boom. They'll all be replaced.
Yeah, no kidding.
That sounds really depressing, but
Stop having children. Jeebus. I mean, Shad can have as many kids as he wants because he's a fucking Chad, but that's beside the point. I don't deserve kids. I'm a heartless bastard. Ow! My heart.
That's in your thigh.
That's in my thigh. Well, they did think that back then, but that's beside the point.
What was it? Wherever you put your pulse was
Basically, is where your heart was. Yeah. So
like,
some
why is
people
it in
thought
your knee?
some people thought it was in your fucking wrist, and some people thought it was in your fucking thigh. Like like depending on the doctor.
Okay, but still.
But you got to keep in mind that was a time where like cutting open bodies and examining their innards was pretty forbidden by the church. So
Well,
until
yeah,
Leonardo da Vinci was like, "Hey, this is what a thyroid is," right?
it's like,
So
hey, body
a
parts.
thyroid. So yeah, but yeah, this is very intrinsic to the male identity. Is protecting and providing. If men were really half as heartless as feminists claim them to be, feminists wouldn't exist. They'd all be killed off, or bred out, or something. If men were half as heartless as they claim them to be, we would have heard of the Great Feminist Massacre of 2020, right? We would have heard of that.
I mean, it would have been way before that.
Or 2010, or 2005, or 2015. Doesn't matter. We would have heard of the Great Feminist Massacre by now. But men want to protect especially women. That's an intrinsic factor of all mammals. Even the ones that rape want to do that. Ducks want to protect women and then rape them and then protect them for some reason.
Yeah, corkscrews.
Yeah, corkscrews, yeah, basically.
Family and also the things that he owns. These are all very tied in very closely to the male psyche, and I understand this well because I am a male. When I say I understand what it means to be a man, it's because I have experiences. Like for me, it's a very important thing for me to have a strong masculine identity, for me to feel like a man. And one of the ways that
feeling like a man is very important. Again,
do I make you feel like a man?
Well, yeah, but we're not talking about that online. Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. I love you. She's looking at me like, what the fuck?
Wasn't even talking about that.
Yeah, no kidding. But no,
fucking dirty bastard.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, when I do want it, I'm a dirty bastard. When I don't want it, I'm a whatever the fuck you call me.
Pussy.
I guess. Anyways, again, to kind of get back to this.
You're blushing like a motherfucker.
No,
right
I'm
now.
not. The thing is,
Blushy, blushy.
it's because you're funny. Shut up.
Blushy,
Not
blushy.
on my videos.
Blushy, blushy.
Not on my videos.
Blushy, blushy.
I want to keep that part hidden of my
Blushy,
life.
Blushy, blushy.
I will hurt you.
Mr. Blushy, blushy.
Shut up. You're not supposed to do this right now.
Mr. Blushy,
I'm
blushy.
recording. I'm gonna pause this damn thing if you keep
Mr.
this up.
Blushy, blushy.
I'm gonna pause it.
Blushy, blushy.
You do it one more goddamn time. I swear to fuck. One more fucking time.
Mr. Blushy,
Oh God!
blushy.
Why'd you
Mr.
take my
Blushy.
hand?
Mr.
No!
Blushy, blushy.
Oh, my wrist!
Mr. Blushy, blushy.
Shut up!
Mr. Blushy,
Why are you doing this to me? What the fuck are you playing?
You don't need help.
Okay. Is this some game when you were a kid or? Ow.
Shut up.
My nose is still running, you know.
I don't give a shit. Shut up.
She's giving me love.
You're so cute.
No, I'm not.
You're so cute.
No, shut up.
You're so
No, shut up.
You're so
No, shut up. Shut up. No.
You're so cute.
Go to hell.
You're so cute.
No, baby.
Oh, listen to him. He's so adorable.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, leave me
You're
alone.
So cute.
Damn it. I never wanted you to do this on a video. Ah. Return the slab or suffer my curse. Oh God, that's loud. Ow, my ear. That was like right in the cartilage. Jesus.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thanks,
Anyways,
man.
where the fuck was I? Fuck. Okay. Aside from the maulings of the inane,
Don't be quiet, you fucking Mr. Blushy Blushy.
I do love you, but shut up.
Mr. Blushy Blushy.
No, I'm not.
Mr. Blushy Blushy.
No,
Mr.
no,
Blushy
no,
Blushy.
no.
Mr. Blushy Blushy.
I will. Stop trying to bite me. Oh God. She wants to be adorable yet vicious at the same time. Ow, fuck, that's hurting. You let go now. Fuck. Ow, I've got indents in my palm. What the hell? This woman abuses me, by the way. I don't know if I've ever told my audience that. All 10 of you.
Well, you know, I do it so you could do it back to me, you fucking...
I don't want to hurt people, especially people I love, especially people I love that are women. It's a guy thing. Ow. One of these days, woman.
Wanna go, bitch?
Straight to the moon. Will you put your fist down? No. Will you fucking... fisticuffs.
I'm using the more padded area because otherwise it's gonna start hurting.
Oh, right in the kidney. Anyway, so yeah, that little intermission aside. Okay, wanting a power fantasy is not a bad thing. Feminists think it is, but they're hateful bastards. Really, they think everything is hate if men do it. Only, gee, what does that sound like to me? Sounds like hate. Anyways, again, like, and I myself feel the same way Shad does. I feel like I need to be able to protect my family and my home and my cat and my girlfriend, even though she's fucking fiance, even though she's stronger than me.
Wife.
Is pretty much wife at this point. And I mean, give Ale a baseball bat, and oh boy, you ain't gonna have a head left. Just one clean, and that's it. That's all she wrote. Oh God, my kidney. That's all she wrote.
Your thigh, did it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm padded. Anyways, like armor back then, but no. Again, just I myself too want to feel like I can protect and provide. I'm disabled. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and that means I can't have a normal job, but I still have income. So I'm not in favor of totally getting rid of the welfare state totally, but we need to make it much more difficult for the average person to get in on it. People with depression don't need fucking disability. I'm sorry. Unless it's so crippling that you attempted suicide more than 10 times. Like, you'd rather kill yourself than leave the house, which is more agoraphobia than depression, but still, unless it's that crippling, those people don't really deserve assistance. Food stamps fine. I'm okay with food stamps. A lot of that is kind of done behind the scenes with businesses and everything, and they get benefits and they they get paid by the government, so it all works out, right? But actually giving them taxpayer dollars, that I have more of a problem with, especially when it's going to fucking nothing fast, And I'm sick and fucking tired of black women in America, specifically black women, getting 8 different types of assistant just for being black and female. Like, what the shit? I couldn't double dip, and I have a disabling disorder. That's hard for me to say. I'm in a constant chronic agonizing pain if I don't take my pills. Right? And even then, I'm still in pain. Even then, I still have flare-ups. Not as often, but I still get them. And I've had one on a recording, so you guys kind of know what that sounds like if you saw it in that video. But again, why are black women specifically getting food stamps on top of child support, on top of welfare, on top of the Stamp Act, on top of the fucking child young care, whatever that's fucking called? Why are they getting 5+ different sets of assistants when my pasty tall ass can't even get 2? How the fuck is that fair? How is that equal? And don't come at me with this bullshit of, well, black women were oppressed in the past. No, they fucking weren't. For being black? Maybe. For being women? No. 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 Well, I get loud in my videos. You don't have to be so close to me.
Well, boo freaking who?
Yeah, I know. Anyways, again, I've never heard historically of a tribe of women, only women, being treated half as bad as we treat a tribe of mostly men. Right? Nowhere near. Nowhere near. And the Amazonian tribes would behead the men who impregnate them. So the men could never take power. That's what matriarchal societies do to men. Patriarchal societies don't do much better to men. At least patriarchal, according to feminists, don't do much better than men, even though they're in favor of those countries. Funny that. But I'm getting kind of off tangent here. You okay? Yeah. Just breathe through your lungs and hopefully not whatever the hell's in your lungs.
Men do this is by enjoying male power fantasies. We love the action heroes. Why?
More or
Because
less,
we would
yeah.
love to be an action hero because the more powerful and competent you are, the more capable you are at fulfilling the traditional male roles. And
I find it funny that women want to get rid of traditional gender roles, but men don't. I find that funny because traditional gender roles, men are treated much more like workhorses, walking rape sticks, and wallets than women are treated like kitchen brood mares and fucking pregnancy factories, right? And those are the only 2 things they ever complain about in terms of, well, I don't want to have to cook for a man. Why not? Why not cook for someone you love? What's the problem with that? Is it because he's male? That's kind of sexist, But again, Shad is dead on the money here.
the more capable men are at fulfilling those roles, the more emotionally healthy they will be. And so, why?
Emotionally healthy they will be. Again, this is why you have to tell us who is doing this, Shad. Feminists do not want men to be healthy. They don't even want them to have their own human fucking rights or their skin attached to their penis. They don't want men to have those things. Because they feel, in their crazy, kooky, dodo brain fucking bullshit head case, that somehow if men get, I don't know, the right to not be mutilated, then all of a sudden we'll just take over and enslave all the women back into the camps. And it's all bullshit. And then they flick their bean off to fucking Gilead. What the fuck? Oh my god. They're afraid of being subjugated and enslaved, but they masturbate to a story about subjugating and enslaving people. Like, what the fuck? Oh my god. Shit that never happens, but they claim it's always around the corner. Okay,
Why does fantasizing about being powerful help out men? Because it leads into action, okay?
Yes.
As
It leads into action, and anger also leads into action. Anger is a very productive emotion. Women are fine with men being angry. They're fine with that. Well, feminists are fine. I should clarify. I'm sorry. Feminists are fine with men being angry because they can channel that into getting shit done. When I was a kid, my father got angry. He would work in the backyard. He'd build a fence or something, and then I'd help him. Like we'd build a fence together, and he taught me very good dexterity skills, how to work with my hands, how to be safe around electrical implements, power tools, stuff like that. How to actually be safe in these environments, right? He taught me all that stuff, but he was doing it as a way to kind of channel his energy, not so much anger, but energy. He did it as a way to channel things in a productive manner. That's what men do. Men channel all the bullshit we throw at them into something productive. That's why feminists and the media especially love throwing heaps of shit on men. And they do that because those men will turn around and build their fucking empires for them. Stop building your enemy's empire, guys. Stop it. They're not going to help you once they built that empire. Actually, you'll be the first one to be executed if they build that empire. So, these enemies are not your friends.
Kid, I loved all the sword fighting, all the movies with sword fights and other things like that. It was great, okay?
I love them too. I got into martial arts and weaponry, swords, history at a very young age, like 7, 8, 9, 10. Very young. I was reading about mythology all the time when I was 9. Like all the time. This was back when I was still innocent, so I had, and I was still Christian for some reason. And again, I loved these stories of a faraway time and a faraway place, and I felt a kinship with them. I felt some ethereal connection with these times, with these plains, with these fields. I felt some connection with them. And I'm assuming Shad feels the same way in terms of history, specifically the medieval period. You feel a kinship with these things. You feel connected in some cosmological way you can't fathom, let alone describe, but it pulls you in. That's the feeling men have when it comes to protecting women. You don't know why it's there, you just know it's there, right? My father devoted most of his life, most of his career to providing for my family, right? You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know me, I like checking in. But again, like he devoted. He was in the military. He was one of the head go-to guys, the enlisted guys, not the officers, but he was one of the head enlisted officers in the Air Force for hydraulics. He was and he ended up being a section chief or a crew chief, I believe. He was still a master sergeant, I believe, but he ended up being a crew chief for a hydraulic division where we lived. And he was one of the chief guys with hydraulics. Again, my father's as smart as a whip, but he channeled all of his knowledge and work and ethic. And he's got hearing issues. He's got joint issues as bad as I do. And I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. He's got horrible joint issues. He's got terrible issues in terms of hearing, and his lungs are all fucked up. He inhaled hydraulic fluid on multiple occasions. Like he was not in a very safe area in terms of work. And he did it to provide for my mother and me and our dog, right? That's what he did it for. He did it for us. We ate better when he was in the military than compared to when he was, retired. Retirees don't get as nearly the benefits as they deserve, just saying. But again, he provided for us. And I don't think my mother even asked him to do that. She never told me that. She didn't even ask him. She was pregnant with me, and he's like, okay, I'm joining the Air Force. Like my dad did, and his dad did, I'm joining the Air Force. Now, some 15 odd years later, I want to join the Air Force myself. I was in ROTC, and I wanted to join the Air Force. And I got a great score on my ASVAB. I asked him, so can I get into medical branch for the military? And they're like, oh yeah, definitely, you're more than qualified. So I was on the road to getting it. I was so close I could taste it. And then I passed out in formation. Rest formation. I hit the floor because my blood pressure dropped. That's when I started to get heart issues. That's when I started to get difficulty standing and difficulty being in the same position for long periods of time. That's when I started to get bad joint issues and joint pain. That's when I started to have issues regarding heart, lungs, other organs. I have a hiatal hernia now. So, you know, I was not physically cut out to be in the military, but mentally I was more than qualified. They wanted me there. Mentally, they wanted my ass. But I couldn't get through basic because of how supple and weak my frame is. I'm basically Elric, basically. Now, if I could just get a demon sword to sap the energy from my enemies, or my friends, who cares? Then I can, join the fucking Air Force. I still have time. But yeah, if only. Stormbringer, come to me. If you're wishing for Stormbringer, your life's kind of fucked up. I'm just saying. Like, if you ever actually read those stories, oh boy. Really bad. So yeah, Elric. Great shit.
And you know what that led me? What influence that had on me? It was to go out and start using swords and playing and everything. And you know what effect that has? That makes me more fit. And being more fit makes me stronger and more capable at doing physical labor. Not just labor, just any type of physical activity. But being more fit and capable physically helps me perform those physical roles that is my responsibility around my home.
He's talking about the responsibilities of physical labor that men are given. If anyone wants to talk about gender roles unfairly put upon anybody, it's fucking men. What are women expected to do? Especially thanks to feminism. What are they expected to do? Nothing. They can be as much of a frothing bitch if they want, or they can be as nice as they want. It's up to them. They have dominion over their own body. We can't say anything. What are men expected to do? Dig ditches, fight off invaders, provide, go to a job, work 8 to 12 hours a day every day, work in the blistering heat, die in 90% of all workplace fatalities, be conscripted at an age before you've ever touched beer, let alone a boob, and again, all those things we force upon men. And no one questions it. No one has a problem with it. Men are fine with being slaves and workhorses. They've been that way ever since we've been a species. Right? And historically, everyone talks about the women's liberation movement. What the fuck did they liberate? Being in the kitchen as a responsibility? What? Like, that wasn't forced upon them. Women chose to do that, especially in World War II. Holy crap. Feminists, all up until World War II, we want to fight alongside men. We deserve equal opportunities and rights as men. We deserve to fight in every war as men. World War II happens. I'm going to start baking now. I'm gonna start baking and cooking and cleaning and fucking. I can't go nowhere. I'm too busy baking. That's what they do. They don't want what men have in terms of equality. They just want what men have in terms of privileges, in terms of, and they misguide things all the time. They misguide what is a right, what is a privilege. They fuck them up all the time. All the time. Like, they just fuck it up crazy all the time. But again, Shad's right here. Men are put upon more in terms of roles. Now, here's something I've noticed Shad did a few times. When he talks about the roles and the things men go through, he lists 5+ things each time. But he never mentions anything for women. But he still says women have their issues too. Again, I'm fine with that notion, but I think it's telling that you can't think of something to actually mention. That isn't some made-up feminist bullshit that they came up with on the fly because they're histrionic, right? I'm surprised you didn't. You know what I mean? Like, you can list 5+ things for men off the top of your head without even thinking. But you can't think of a single thing that women are going through that is unfair and unjust specifically to women that men aren't also going through. Right? I'm talking things unique to women. The only unique things women do are birth and their organs, their specific organs, and birth control is readily available. The only people wanting to get rid of it are women for some reason. For some reason, men don't want to fuck with abortion like at all. Not even Republican men, by the way. And on top of that, they've got the fucking I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. That happens sometimes. That's how I know I kind of need to wrap this up, is when my brain starts to fart out on me. I just forget what I say. But anyways, yeah, we'll just continue.
My wife is incapable of doing because she is far physically weaker than I am. Now, of course,
Far physically weaker than I am. That's not a bad thing. That's not a mark against her. It's not saying anything bad about her. Because if a woman's weak, it's okay. Because they're physically weaker. That's fine. Again, they have the privilege of appearing weaker, which is a privilege. If you're viewed as weaker, you don't get sent into the fucking gulags as much. You don't do the same time for the same crime as the stronger people. You don't, all sorts of shit. So it is a privilege. I know they won't admit it, but it is. It very much is. Right? Me as a disabled man, I have seen that firsthand. Okay, it very much is a privilege. Right? And again, the notion that all men are this way, they just act like disabled men don't even fucking exist. They really do. Disabled men don't exist. Lesbians never hurt anybody, and women never abuse their partners. That's the feminist ethos, right? Like those three things. God, that's hard for me to say. Anyways, but yeah, you get my point.
Emotionally, she is incredibly strong, but seriously, when it comes to physical strength, the contrast between myself and my wife...
I would say on average women are pretty emotionally strong. I would say that. It depends on the woman, of course, but on average, I'd say, yeah, they're pretty emotionally strong. Even though men apparently have a higher emotional threshold than women do. What's the part of the brain that does that? The amygdala? Yeah, I think it's the amygdala. Men have a larger amygdala than women do. And that's how you know men have a greater emotional range. So actually, the more emotional of us is actually men. We're just apparently demanded to suppress everything, or else women won't find us attractive. Whoops.
It's actually shocked me on many occasions, and I never really considered myself a particularly strong guy, very average, but my goodness, when I do compare myself to my wife, I feel like the Incredible Hulk. And of course, my wife isn't considered particularly weak or strong for a woman either. Whenever there's something that requires heavy lifting, that's my job to do, and it is a privilege and honor to do it, because...
It is a privilege and honor to do the heavy lifting. You are as male as the male can get. You are the most male that's ever mailed. I swear to fuck. Like that is the most male statement I've ever heard. It is a privilege and honor to do your back-breaking labor you refuse to do. Now, I'm not saying his wife said those things. I don't know. Really don't. But I will say that's very much, if you broader context, that's what I'm getting at. Broader context. If you're thinking of a broader context, typically men are honored to do the back-breaking, digging the ditches for the women, right? They're honored. Things we would make slaves do in the medieval period, or peasants or slaves do in the medieval period, or in the Viking era. We'd make slaves do this kind of labor. Men feel honored to do this labor. Men are workhorses. We are engineered to be workhorses. Women like men who work. Trust me on that. They like men who work. And that's fine. All I ask is you work too. Or at least provide some other role other than what's between your thighs. Just saying. There's more to a relationship than that, Will you put those things away?
No.
She's mooning me. Well, front mooning. Well,
My pants aren't even off.
well, front pantsing. Whatever. Anyway, they're on for now. I love you. Anyways, moving on. Ow.
I am the man of the house,
He
and that
doesn't
makes me
actually do
feel
anything.
better.
Yeah,
about
I
myself.
do. Will you shut up back there?
No.
I do plenty.
No.
Will you quit kicking me? You're starting to hurt my shins. Ow. Actually, you're hurting my kneecap. Fuck. Ow, God, my kneecap. Fuck. Oh, those are adorable kids. Look at those kids. Those are adorable. I gotta admit, he cleans up nicely. Shad really cleans up nicely. There's his little kids,
No.
and there's Shad. Yeah, that's an adorable picture. That is adorable. That yeah, that is goddamn adorable. I just fucking oh my god, man, that is. They look so happy. That is awesome. I'm really happy. I'm really happy for you. Really, like family is one of the most beautiful things on the planet, and having that really does make us closer to God. If you believe in it, of course, but I'm just assuming you do. But yeah, moving on.
Because it makes me feel more manly. This
Yeah.
is all tied into male power fantasy and why it's important and significant for men to not only feel free to enjoy them, but to
Yeah.
not be shamed and guilted for enjoying it. Like, this is
Men should not be shamed and guilted, period. Let alone for enjoying something that's actually good for their mental health. Right? Men gravitate towards the stories of the lone hero and the lone wanderer and the guy who makes the difference or the guy that tries to change fate. They're drawn to these characters because these characters show them that if they put their mind and will to it, they can achieve just about anything. And that's true for humans in general, right? That's not just for men. That's true for humans in general. So the fact that feminists have this chip on their shoulders when it comes to men is just how? Fucking how? What?
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, we'll look at it later. But what did men do to you? I'm sorry if you had some abusive asshole in your family. That's unfortunate. But everyone's got at least one abusive asshole, usually a cousin or an uncle or something. But like that again, that's just the way things are. There are shitty people in shitty families. That's just I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened to you, but hating everyone on the fucking planet is not a healthy way to get rid of that. Like it's not.
important for male mental emotional
Okay, let's look at
health.
this collage here. Okay, love that one. Oh yeah. He's kind of an asshole to his fans, but I like his characters. Love Arnold. I loved the fucking 80s Arnold movies.
He's an asshole to his fans?
No, not Arnold. Jason Statham.
Oh.
Yeah. I've heard some bad things about him. But anyways, but I'm missing a specific man. A man whose wife always dies for some reason. I'm not seeing him in this collage, Shad. If you don't know who that is, it's Bronson. Bruce Willis is great, but he's no Bronson. He's no Bronson. He's not. He's not a Bronson. He never will be a Bronson. I like Bruce Willis. I do. He's a cool actor. He's a cool character. But he's no fucking Bronson. And if you really want to know how shitty unions are, look up Charles Bronson's childhood. Like, fuck, if you really want to know how shitty unions are. Rambo, okay, cool. Chuck Norris, fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme? Yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme. My grandmother loves this motherfucker. Like, like she loves his ass. What's his name again? Fuck. I know he lives in Arizona. Wait, who's this guy again? Right there. I forget his name.
I don't fucking know.
Okay. A lot of help you are.
You help me.
Isn't this guy a genius? Yeah. What? I do too. Hey, I did most of the cleaning in this damn room.
Okay, then explain why the bathroom, the kitchen, and the living room are cleaned.
because I'm crippled. That's why I didn't do everything like women usually make their husbands do.
I cleaned 3 compared to 1.
Well,
And I even helped you with this.
you cleaned 3 much smaller, less messier rooms compared to.
Actually, the kitchen wasn't really bad.
Well, okay, yeah, the kitchen was bad, but the
And then
bathroom
I actually cleaned over there. And partially over there.
Well, you helped me get under the table. I'm crippled. I can't fucking reach.
And I also cleaned the bathroom.
I'm not saying you didn't help. I'm just saying I did a good share of the shit. Which, explain this to me, Batman. Why is it when I was cleaning?
Excuse me, I am the Shadow.
Jesus. God, I love you. Why is it when I was
Okay.
cleaning, you were telling me, you're doing a great job, keep cleaning, you're doing wonderful, here, have a kiss, here, I love you. And then I get
That was
on
to keep your
video,
ass going.
and then I get on video, and you're like, you never do a fucking thing for me, and you're a useless piece of shit, and you're just
Comedic
claiming
relief.
blood all over the fucking windows and pretending it's spit wash. Fucking like,
For comedic relief.
apparently. Well, I never expected my videos would have that kind of comedic relief. I thought it'd have the comedic relief of you being you as you are, not some other fucking character. Only I can be a weird character. Oh god, my kidney.
So let me just talk about the perception that male power fantasy is a means for men to visualize their domination over women and other people.
That is entirely projection on the feminist part. That's what they would do to men. All you have to do is look up. Let's see if this pops up. 23 quotes. Yeah, no, fuck you. 23 quotes from feminists that will make you rethink feminism. Let's look at this real quick. Just to marriage as an institution developed from rape as a practice. Andrea Dworkin. Right? So marriage is a thing because people got raped. It doesn't sound hateful at all. The institution of sexual intercourse is anti-feminist. T. Grace Atkinson. Sexual intercourse. When she says that, guys, she's talking about between you and women. She doesn't care about the other ones. She might care about the gay ones because only men are benefiting from that, and how dare they. But, you know, rape is nothing more or less than a cautious process of intimidation by which all men keep all women in a state of fear. Susan Brown Miller, Against Our Will, page 6. When a woman reaches orgasm with a man, she is only collaborating with the patriarchal system, eroticizing her own oppression. Sheila Jeffries. They talk about this shit like they're in fucking camps being enslaved by the Nazis. They act like... Which one was I at? Yeah, okay. They act like they are the eternal rape ward of the super Nazi ultra state that they believe Republicans to be. Which they're not, by the way. Republicans are not Nazis, nor have they ever been Nazis. The Nazi Party, Hitler's party specifically, was the, quote, right-wing rendition of a far-left party. So if anything, that would only make him middle-left. Or center-left, if anything. But by no means was the Nazis a far-right party. By no means. That's another misconception I have to keep killing.
And that all men like this kind of thing. This is a gross villainization of men, okay?
Absolutely. It's a gross villainization. And again, as I demonstrated with those quotes, they would do this to men. Yeah, eroticizing your own oppression. You're oppressed by men. All men rape to hurt us women folk. What about the men who are raped by women? Oh, right, they don't exist. At least according to every feminist sourced article I've ever fucking read. Right? Feminists refuse to admit that women are capable of violence, let alone do it as much, if not more than men. And that's spousal abuse, and that's rape. We didn't even define rape in this country, the US. We did not define rape as something a woman could do until 2015. As each year goes by, we keep seeing more and more numbers of raped men by women come out of the woodwork like they were never there to begin with.
Because men are not like this. There are
Yeah.
exceptions, like jerks exist all around the world, regardless of sex. People who love to manipulate and control other people. No single gender is more predisposed to being jerks to other people than the...
I want to say you're telling the truth. again, I want to believe these things. I want to believe it. But from what I've seen, women are far more vindictive than men are. From what I've seen in my own personal life, women are far more vindictive than men are. They hold grudges more. They go out of who has revenge sex? Mostly women. Who does revenge porn? Mostly women, right? Like, it's women doing these things to get back at their boyfriends, and sometimes for stupid fucking reasons. Like, he didn't take out the trash, so I'm gonna take 12 dicks at the same time, right? Like, how the fuck do you go from he didn't obey my every women command to I'm going to fuck 12 dudes at the same time, right? Like, how does A turn into B again? And the same thing with fucking I lost it. Fuck. Oh jeez. It's hard to think with your head congested, it's hard to think. But I was on to something. Fuck, what was it? What was I talking about before? You're listening. Fucking, what was I talking about?
I don't fucking know.
Damn it, woman.
Who says I was listening?
Well, you normally do. At least I think you do. Oh yeah, about women being more vindictive. Again, and that's not all women are like this, obviously, but on average, more women are than men are, right? I've never heard of a man, fucking 3 chicks at once to get back at his wife, right? Like, I've never heard of that happening. It probably did, for all I know, but I've never heard of it. Again, I want to believe these things. It's like I want to believe in black holes because I know they exist. I know they do. But if you tell me there's a black hole right above my head and I look up and I don't see shit going on with the light, I don't see shit going on with the darkness, nothing, and then I'm going to question the existence of black holes because you told me it was right above my head and it wasn't. Right? Again, if people want to prove me wrong, show me articles that are not made by feminists. Okay? Because those are biased as a motherfucker. Show me actual historical documentation that is well sourced and actually makes sense on an intellectual and empirical background. That's the only way I can be persuaded. Because feminists have tried to persuade me with their shitty bullshit tactics all the fucking time, and it never works. Because they always end the sentence with, "You dirty man, beer you." Sounds like you really have my best interest at heart, doesn't it? Well, that's pretty good.
The other gender, that isn't the case. Just as capable of being jokes to one another, and
I want to believe that,
we
yeah.
would hope these are the minority, and certainly not the standards that we would like to reflect and say are representative of men and women as a whole. And this is the truth. Most people are not jerks. They can do jerky things, when they're in a bad mood and stuff like that. But on the larger scheme of things, yes, jerks exist, but they are not truly representative of people as a whole. People want to be good people.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean about male power fantasy, okay? Men don't fantasize over subjugating women. That is just ridiculous. And
it's ridiculous and unfounded. There's no evidence whatsoever that actually shows that men on average want to oppress anything, let alone subjugate the women they love, right? Do you know what I see when I see a couple freak out about a spider, specifically the woman? You know what usually happens? The woman goes, "Oh my God, kill it, kill it, kill it." And the husband's like, just wait here. I'll be right back. He goes into the kitchen, grabs a glass and a paper towel, puts the glass on the spider, shoves the towel underneath, holds them together, and takes it outside and releases it into the wild. That's what men do. Women want to kill it because it's a threat. Men know it's not a threat, so they let it go, where it can't hurt anybody.
I wouldn't say that's always the case.
I never said that. It's an example that we've done, remember? You wanted to kill the damn thing, and I wanted to let it go into the wild.
So what did I say? I don't care what the hell you do with it. Just get it out of here.
Yeah, basically. Although sometimes, and at least in my case, the woman wants to just make sure it's not in the house. It doesn't matter where, just as long as it's not staring me in the face. Yeah, basically. But the average woman, unfortunately, wants to kill the damn thing, right? Like, again, guys. Well, maybe, but it's not like they can help that. They don't choose to be poisonous. Anyways, look, guys.
Recluses are bad.
Yes, I know.
So are black widows.
Yes, I was in California. We dealt with both of them.
Yeah, we have both of them too.
Oh, jeez. Anyways.
By the way, speaking of which, there was a brown recluse riddled fucking log somewhere.
Oh god.
Near somebody's house.
Oh god.
Shit was weird.
That shit was weird. Poor
I was
Ale.
scared.
She hates spiders. Poor thing.
She's probably a poor thing.
I feel bad for people that have genuine phobias. I really do. But again, this is what I was gonna say, guys. If you really want to have a girlfriend, like really want to have one, but you want her to be good to you, get one with a male brain, or was raised by a single father, one or the other, right? Best if both, right? She will act as much. What the fuck? Why'd you drop bottle? Ooh, bottle caps. She will act as much as a guy as you are comfortable with, and she'll still be the girl in the relationship, and it's a beautiful thing. So, guys, if you are worried about getting women that are going to fuck you over in divorce court, get one that was raised by a single dad who had to go through divorce court.
My dad didn't have to.
Well, not you, but a lot of them do. Again. What? What happened? Aww. I'm sorry, babe. Her favorite cup broke.
I've never even used this cup.
Yeah, I've never even seen you use it. We can stick it back with. We got glue, don't we? We got super glue? Or crazy glue or whatever?
No.
I thought we did. On the mantle.
No.
Oh.
I just want to know how it broke.
Yeah, no kidding. I didn't even touch it.
I didn't even drop it.
Yeah. That's
I
weird.
just lifted it up by a table thinking, okay, it's a handle.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, it like just snapped off
Wow.
by itself.
That's weird.
Fucking piece of shit.
I mean, it is a huge fucking cup, so I mean that does make some sense.
Not really.
To some extent, I guess. This is intermission the video. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to figure out how the hell it broke, rather than the fact that it broke it. Rather than the fact that it actually just broke.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm trying to figure out the fucking physics of it.
Yeah, the physics of breaking.
Like,
Yeah.
I know you're hungry.
We'll get you food tomorrow, Sammy. We can't get it today.
You can't even get it for tomorrow.
Oh.
I have to get it Friday.
I thought tomorrow was Friday.
Thursday.
Oh.
I have to give you food some other day.
I don't know what day it is today. I never know. Anyways, moving on.
What a terrible villainization of men.
Yes.
That's I find particularly disgusting. Real men
As you should.
don't want to control women as a means to feel more masculine and powerful.
It's not just real men, it's all men. Again, maybe there's one schizophrenic out there who's eating crayons and smearing shit on the walls. Maybe he wants to. Maybe. But 99+% of men don't want to oppress fucking anything, let alone the women they love. Right? And this is a big if someone actually wants to do that, they're a minority that is beaten up by other men. Right? If any man shows any fervor towards hurting a woman, all the other men jump on him and beat the ever-loving piss out of him. That's just how it goes. That's just how it is. Okay? Men do that to protect women. They will beat up each other, even murder each other just to protect a woman. Actually, men, you're more likely as I believe a black teenager, I forget where I saw this, but you're more likely as a black teenager to get access to a woman, sex, and love and reciprocation by killing another man than you are by having a job. Yeah. Funny how that works in a patriarchal society.
In fact, it's a profoundly weak and pathetic man who does that. No, real men want to take care of women and provide for them. Why? Because it is that makes them feel more manly and masculine.
Exactly. Feminists are missing the mark because they assume that the power fantasy has something to do with hurting women. Here's what's really going on in their heads. Here's what's really... I'm going to be your truth detector here. Here's what's really going on in their heads. Something men enjoy. Wait, no, it's going to hurt us. No, wait. It is. It's hurting us. It's against us. It hates us. He's enjoying it. How dare he? The selfish bastard. I'm doing my video. That's what goes through their heads. It's this never-ending fractal of turtles all the way down.
Take care of others' needs and protect them. Now, there are women in the world who say, I don't need a man to take care of me, and, that's probably true. But you would be happier if you did, and men...
Yes, you would be happier. You would be happier. There was a survey, and right around the time this video was made, this was made a couple years back, but right around the time this was made, there was a survey where they surveyed 5,000 women, I think. No, 25,000. 25,000 plus women, right? All throughout the U.S. Different regions, different areas. And actually, no, 25,000 of them were married and 25,000 of them were not married. The ones that were married, on average, were 3 points happier on their index. So not just happy, but quite a lot more happy. Very much more happy. If it's half a point or a quarter of a point, a little happier. But 3 whole points, yeah, they're much happier on average, right? Much happier on average. Their index ratio was kind of small, so anyways.
More than willing to do it if you're worth it. Now,
if you're worth it. God forbid we put a standard on women that we put on men since the dawn of time, right? That's again, we subjugate men, never do that to women, and then the feminists turn around and say, why are you subjugating us? We're not even touching you. What the fuck are you talking about? Now a lot of people will disagree with me in the terms of subjugating men, but what did I just describe in this video? Men being happy and excited to dig a ditch in the backyard. Honored to do so. That's what dogs feel. You guys realize that, right? The dogs feel honored and privileged to dig a hole in the backyard. Dogs feel that way. The fact that human men feel that way too is very telling.
How is this a sexist thing? It's not a form of subjugation and oppression.
Not even
it's
close.
A form of service and devotion. Now, of course, there are men who oppress their wives.
Will you argue with the cat on your own time, woman?
Well, if you would stop yelling at me.
Damn cat.
Wives, and that is a disgusting thing. And they are the minority that real men despise, okay? Real
men despise. That is absolutely true. Like I just mentioned earlier.
Don't fucking say. Cats. Okay, wait, are you gonna stop being a whiny little butthead here?
She's holding the cat and he's just like trying to get out.
Are you gonna stop being a whiny asshole?
He's like Agak in that puddle.
Are you gonna stop being a whiny asshole? Stop being a whiny
asshole. And he goes straight to the food bowl.
Well, I gave him whatever the fuck was left.
Yeah.
Eat it. You have water, you have food. I know I need to take you to the fucking vet. Shut up! I know!
We know, woman. I mean, man. He's a man. Although he doesn't have balls, so he doesn't count as a man.
Meow.
Eunuchs don't count.
Meow. Yeah, you don't like it either.
I'm really close to finishing this video, so either I just say fuck it or I burn through.
Men don't hit innocent, defenseless women. Real men want to defend, protect, and take care of women. And the more capable we feel in being able to do this, the more manly and masculine we feel as well. It makes us...
ow, masculinity is very much, it's very much an inspiration for men. It's very much a thing to aspire to, but you aspire to it in order to protect and serve others. That's why chivalry originally meant uh, medieval form of combat. That's originally what it was. It was horse combat on a horse. That was chivalry. Now gallantry was a whole different thing. But again, what with chivalry, then in the what period was it? Romantic period? I think it was the romantic period. Right before cowboy days, basically. Then chivalry started to mean, doing things for weaker people. Then it meant doing things for women only, or stuff like that. So chivalry has been a very poisoned term. Thank feminists for that. Again, Chad, you nailed this video. You fucking nailed it. I've never seen someone this far away from me, like geographically, be this correct on something. It's astonishing. Like you get every crisp point I have. Like seriously, every crisp point I have, you get. Um, that's a new thing, by the way. So again, just grade A plus plus good to you. Absolutely, and you nailed it about men. You really understand how men think and feel, right? And that's a rare thing for people to understand. Unfortunately, it's a rare thing to understand. But I want to keep going a little bit since the cat's not screaming.
Happy and emotionally healthy, and the male power fantasy is simply a healthy expression of this.
Yes.
So please, can we stop villainizing men? And so these are the things that I wanted to share in this big old rant. I can get on my soapbox sometimes, I tell ya. And I know it's not generally the content of this channel, but people are interested in my opinions, especially when I make divisive kind of videos, as the Barbarian one is, okay? That video clearly triggers conversation, and conversation is wonderful. If you disagree...
Conversation is wonderful, unless half of the people having it are screaming that the other half shut up and die in a ditch somewhere. That is not so much a conversation as it is authoritarian nuancing. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Shad, you, happy face. Fucking happy face. You excellent, wonderful, beautiful man, you. Fucking, you just, oh my God, you've restored my faith in humanity. You golden Aussie. I can't think of any other word. Just you golden Australian. You are God's chosen people. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. And keep up the awesome content. I love learning about history from you. I think you're a very well-sourced person, and you really understand the subject, and you really get into it. And I love learning about it. I don't know as much in medieval as I'd like to. I know more classical, Greek, Roman, that kind of stuff. That's more so what I know. Greek especially. Basically the top three pagans of the age. But yeah. Sorry this video was so long, guys. I didn't expect it to. Ale kind of got me off topics a few times. But anyways, y'all have a good day. Don't get caught, and Godspeed.